Well, this workshop category is filled to the brink with great selections.
It
and I
is.
think you told me it's a record. Is that correct?
It
for how many
is
workshops?
13.
13,
workshops.
okay. So let's just dive right on in.
Okay.
Let's start talking about this. Why don't you talk about the 2 workshops that Paula Burns is going to be speaking on?
Okay. Paula is doing Who Are We and Who Do We Want to Be? This whole workshop's about liability when you bring in outside groups onto your campuses, the liability it presents. She'll talk about the processes and the agreements that you should have in place to reduce that liability, and several examples she'll have with you. Another thing she's doing is after the fallout, the whole insurance market is changing rapidly. Providers are pulling out of Texas. A lot of churches are going for the renewal and finding out that they can't even get coverage, or it's doubled in price. So she will be bringing everybody up to date on that landscape and how to navigate those changes moving forward.
Great. I love this title from Brian Crow and Jeff Thibodeau over at Fire Reconstruction. It says, "Help, the church is on fire and the school is flooded." There's a lot going on at this place. They're going to present a great topic, them being in the restoration world, just talking about water, mold, fire remediation, and what to do. I think a lot of people go immediately to a hurricane. A hurricane comes in, we think about it here in Houston, but they want to talk about there's day-to-day things. A toilet overflows, you've got one room that maybe has a potential fire, or you have mold growing in the ceiling, what to do with that. I think that's going to be a great topic.
And they'll cover also what you can do before they arrive
to prepare. Yeah. And they did a great job. We actually had a podcast episode with them where they did a great job covering that stuff. So, and then Dwayne Locke is going to be talking about something that is a great help. Where is the electricity market going, and how can you plan for the future? Very self-explanatory. The electricity market is always changing. He tells us every day it's hour to hour. He could have something 1 hour for us in the next hour. So he's going to educate these attendees, but also make sure that they're aware of what the future holds. I think it's going to be great. Talk to me about, I see Ken Neubauer's teaching. We have had some people in the past talk about basic church security and planning.
Right.
What separates him and Dean Hensley's desires to teach this rather than other people?
Well, first of all, this is a case study. So what they're going to do, they're from a large church, and they're going to actually share what they did step by step to get things in place like they have today. Their heart is for ministry and for people's safety. So they're willing to help small and large churches, and they're not selling anything. This is strictly, we want to help churches share what we had to learn the hard way.
That's awesome. And then Glenn Wood, he is talking about better proposals equal better results. I know you've talked to Glenn. Do you have any insight on that workshop?
Yes, when you go to get a proposal out for someone, a lot of people don't know what to put in those. What do we ask for? What should be in that proposal? So he's going to show you what is a really good request for a proposal looks like, what all's included in the proposal, and everything to where you're going to get a good quote back. Okay. Because you're going to know what's in that.
That's great, just understanding those better. And he's actually facilitating the Facilities and Operations Roundtable, I see.
Right.
So he's going to be joined by Nathan Parr, James Burns, and Robert Jacobs, who all deal with facilities. And they're just going to be able to answer a lot of questions and get some good insight into the facilities.
He's also facilitated several of the Metro group ones.
Yep.
He's been in facilities for years, and I think he'll facilitate that well.
And again, he is teaching another one, talking about the total cost of construction. There's a combination of a lot of different things that go into construction. And he wants to get to the bottom of that. My favorite sentence from his summary, I actually wrote it down and underlined it, is whether a renovation project or minor repair work, counting the cost isn't only wise, it is biblical. And that is definitely Glenn's heart for that.